Thaddeus, good to see you.
Good to see you.
They say you're the talking captain come game time. When you start talking to those referees, have you ever looked to the sideline to the coach to a little extra help? What are we doing this certain call?
Nah, he lets us know before we get out there, and I'm pretty sure on what I'm supposed to do and what I'm supposed to say.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. How do you enjoy being a captain of this team? You're one of the leaders. What's that mean to you, and how do you handle that responsibility, that role?
Well, I just make sure everybody's on the right track, keep going. If there's a bad play before that in practice, I'll tell everybody to keep going, pick your head up. There's always another play. And that's a very big thing, especially when it comes to game time. If it's a blown coverage or something like that, I don't want them to get too hung up on it and affect the next play. I want them to keep going and always live for another down.
Talk about where you're at in the field, your role as a player, your position, where you're playing on offense and defense.
Well, I'm a center. I started
snapping everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And D tackle, I get in a little bit. I got in at Ragsdale a little bit. But as a center, for me, it's just going at it, make sure all the guys got that job, just keep going, and just be aggressive at all times.
Where's your quarterback at? Is he underneath, taking the snap under center, or is he in the gun, taking a shotgun?
Shotgun.
Yeah. How about getting that, because I've seen so many games this year where the center's got to get that ball to the quarterback perfectly. So many times it's only ground or higher left. How do you get that snap down just right?
Well, for me, I have my hand on top of it, so it's like I get good grip on it.
Good squeeze?
Yes, I just fling it back there, and it just so I can get there every time perfect.
Do you know how much space there is between you and the quarterback? Have you got kind of like a different distance space down and how far to snap that ball? Is it just you look back, you see them, and I know I see them on TV, these centers, they are looking up, and they look back, then look back up again, kind of get their bearings, they look back, and just snap it without looking sometimes.
Well, I normally look back before I get down, but it's just always a reasonable distance. It's not too far, so it's just perfect, just a little flick of the wrist, and it gets back there.
How many hit the ground last week?
Well, when I was in none.
That's what you want, right? Exactly.
Yes, sir.
No loose. How about on the punts and the extra points? Do you snap on those too?
No, that's Joseph right there. He snapped. He's a long snapper.
You guys, not a lot of combinations, money. You do a lot of different things together then.
Yes, sir.
What about, you talk about how big was that win over Northern last week? How big was that win for you guys?
Well, it was a very big win, especially for the OL, because the week before that we also had 300 yards, and we was just going at it, just driving, and it just showed that we're a powerhouse team. We're running the ball. Nobody can stop us, and that's the mentality I have as a center.
You had to feel that same way against Eastern Alamance. You guys got the yardage, but just did not get the points to go with it, I guess.
Yes, sir.
300 yards both games, not bad at all. What about Hester? We talked about Hester a little bit with Anthony. What about your running back, Mr. Hester, back there, the job he's doing?
I like him so much, honestly. It's just when he just shoots past and the gap, his responsibility where he goes upfield, it just gets the whole OL going. It just makes us want to block more, just run the ball. It just gives us energy. We just get fired up. Honestly, we rarely get tired. We just keep going.
On the average running play, you snap that ball in the shotgun to the quarterback. What do you do next? Do you break off left or right, or just do you try to get upfield? What kind of works next?
I have a zone block. Normally, if the guard pulls, I cover his spot and I block the nose down.
It's all about those gaps?
Yes, sir. About A-gap. I always try to protect A-gap the best I can, because if you don't protect A-gap, there's no play. The coverage is blown.
Is there any situation in the game where you're protected as a center? I know that the long snappers, I think they're protected where the guy can't hit them directly ahead. But in your situation, you're snapping that ball, that man in front of you, the nose guard or the tackle, they can pop you right away, right?
Yeah, always. Yeah, I just keep good base and just be solid and drop my feet.
And the key is, like they've always said over the years on the offensive end, it's all about the offense got the advantage because you guys know the snap count.
Yes, sir.
And you get that burst first against those other guys, get that lead direction.
Ball get off.
Yep, get off that ball quick and get that first contact on the opposition. You're in good shape. And you probably got the strength to control that guy on the other end too then, I would think.
Yes, sir.
That's a bit. How's the weight room been over there in the past years, Coach Bates? What's the weight room work been like for you guys?
Well, I don't have weight training this semester. I have the next semester, but we always hit the gym before practice, run a little bit, then go in the gym and lift, you know what I'm saying? But not too heavy because, we still have practice and stuff, but we get a good lift, get a little sore a little bit, get toned up.
What about the all-season? How hard did you guys work with the weights in? The linemen, they got the 7-on-7s, but the linemen, they got to be doing something too because they can't do a lot with the 7-on-7 anyway.
Yeah, at 7-on-7, we had a 7-on-7. Wasn't it in Virginia, I think? It was in Virginia. It was Washington. GW. Yeah, we had a relay. Then we had we also had another relay, like a big man relay, flipping tires, carrying dumbbells, running, and then we had a sled to push and all that.
So you had some work for the linemen to get done there then. What was that summer? Did you work pretty hard with the weights this past summer yourself though?
Yes, sir, of course.
Any improvement you saw in your numbers there, or did you keep up with stuff like that?
Yeah, my improvements, I've mainly improved in my upper body and my arms. My legs, I got a little work to do around there, but I'm pretty satisfied with what I got so far.
Tell me about Eastern Alamance. Is that still the team to beat in the conference? Do you feel like Northeast is the team to beat, or how do you see that conference shaping up right now?
I still feel like we're the team to beat because I feel like we're the best. That's just how I feel right now.
What about Friday night against Rockingham County? What do you see against them? You look at the film, you look at all this week's preparation, you get ready for them. What do you see about the opposition?
Well, the only thing I heard about them so far was number 55, but I'm not really worried about that because I feel like my guys are strong enough and we're confident and we feel like we can do what we're supposed to do and just drive down the field, keep getting yards, 5 here, 5 there, positive yards, good yards, and we can just keep going down the field all night.
That's the thing, right? 5 yards here, 5 yards there. Just keep moving the chains.
Yes, sir.
Get those first downs. What does it mean, like I said before, you to be a team captain? That's a big representation of the team, and they chose you to be a captain. Personally, what does that mean?
Well, for me, this is my first year being captain, so I kind of took it as a big deal, like, wow, you see me as a leader. But I always felt like I was a leader because I always talked to the younger guys, making sure they had their head right, especially the freshmen and sophomores, the JVs, making sure they come up in the program right and keep their head straight, especially in school, and make sure they're on the right path.
After the tough game on Friday night, what time do you roll out Saturday morning? What time do you get rolling?
I normally get rolling out of bed probably around 10.
Get a little extra rest?
Yes, sir.
What do you start out with Saturdays? What do you do first?
Well, same as Ant, look at film, you see what I did wrong, see what I can improve on, improve it in my game.
Are you guys watching film these days on your laptop computers or on your phones?
Well, I have the Huddle app on my phone, so I look at it on my phone.
Probably study that quite a bit then.
Yes, sir.
And seeing Rockingham number 55, is that number still stands out in your mind then?
Yes, sir. Well, I heard about him a little bit saying that he was D1, but, I mean, you know.
Where does he line up at, do you know?
I think he was nose, I think.
Yeah, so he'd be right in front of you then.
Right in front of me.
Good competition Friday night. Look forward to that. And plus, if you got the toughest guy on the team, you take care of him, the rest of the job's going to be easier for your teammates. They take care of their business too. Now, if you're watching college football on Saturdays, do you have a favorite team you're watching?
No, I really don't look at college football like that. I just look at myself and just look at Huddle, really. I do a little bit, but I just look at, like, techniques of centers and what I can do to help my game.
Do you have any college sweatshirts or T-shirts? Any favorite stuff?
No, not really.
You got a Northeast shirt. They're a pretty good-looking shirt there, huh?
This is just a polo shirt.
That almost looks like a ram on there. You got the right colors anyway.
Yes, sir.
And I wore my blue tonight to go with it for Northeast. Get these guys in the right frame of mind. NC State Syracuse tonight. What's the nickname for the state team again? Yeah. What about the Syracuse team we mentioned earlier? They're called the
Orange.
Orange. Got all that straight. Who would you be pulling for in that game? You watching that game tonight? NC State.
No, I wasn't watching.
How about the pro game? Like, are you watching that game? They got the Patriots tonight, the Giants. Big game for the NFL. Any of that tonight?
I feel like Patriots going to take it.
Yeah, they should be favored with all the help they got. Tom Brady, and they got everything on that team. Stocked up, lock, stock, and barrel. Toughest team you think you played this year? Who do you think's been the toughest team?
Honestly, I feel like, well, as an O-lineman, I feel like it was Eastern because we did get beat across our face a couple times, and I've been thinking about that a lot, and that's what I try not to let happen, let people cross our face, because that really messes up our plays as a running team.
So once they cross your face, they're in the backfield, they're coming the wrong way.
Yes, sir.
You got to cut them off. You can't let them get in there. The team would like to go back and play again. Is that still Eastern? Alamance?
I feel like it's EA still because of the fact that we beat ourselves and it wasn't them.
Do you know the name of the stadium? You probably heard it earlier when Anthony made that decision.
Bill Bookout.
Yeah, and you see, I guess they got it out front. It's probably listed out there too on the side of the stadium.
It's on the stadium, yeah.
And you remember Mr. Persley, Tommy Persley, back in the day?
Yeah.
Big time coach for the team. Now you got the big time coach in Earl Bates. What's Earl Bates mean to you? What's he meant to you as a player?
A lot. I mean, he just has so much fire. He just brings so much energy to the team. And it just really helps the whole well because he's very engaged with the linemen. He always tells us to bring that juice after practice and hit the sled. And he just gets us going and ready for Friday nights. And he's just very energetic as a coach.
Seen a lot of energy from Earl Bates since he came out. A lot of energy then.
Yes, sir.
And you guys worked pretty late. I was there for a middle school game maybe last week. You guys were still out there. It's getting kind of dark. You guys going probably to maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, maybe 7:15 these days.
Yeah, it was around. Actually, it was around 7:45.
Yeah, as long as it's still daylight. There are no lights in that practice field, right? No lights?
No, there is lights.
Oh, okay. So got some lights in that field. So Coach Bates decides he wants to put the lights on. Guys might go a little bit longer then.
Yeah.
A little extra work. Your position coach on the offensive line.
Well, my position coach is Coach Woodson, but he had surgery on his lower back, so he's not really there anymore. So it's really just Coach Bates with the O-line a lot.
So he's running those guys too. Back when I hear Coach Bates in his day, he was a fast runner. He used to play at Eastern Guilford back in the day. He was a sprinter, man, could fly. So he's got all that background, all that responsibility. Other than football, any other sports you play?
Nah, not really. that was mainly my brother's thing, basketball and stuff. But I just play with him a little bit, pick up here and there. But I just play football.
No wrestling?
I did when I was younger, but that really wasn't my thing.
Football is it.
Yes, sir.
How about next year? Where would we be playing football? If you're still playing, where would you be playing next year?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I would like to play at Wingate or A&T or something like that, but I'm not really sure. I haven't really been getting in contact like that.
But those are two of your favorites
Yeah.
right now. You're looking at pretty close. Wingate, the Bulldogs, and the Aggies, A&T.
Yes, sir.
Other questions tonight for Thaddeus as we knock it out here at the Kickback Jacks. Football in Focus for a Thursday. Good to have you with us from Kickback Jacks on Battleground. Thaddeus Hughes. Got a favorite subject and a favorite teacher over at Northeast?
My favorite subject, I would say, is math. And my favorite teacher is Mr. Curtis, who teaches math.
Mr. Curtis.
Yes, sir.
Big shout out, Mr. Curtis. How about if you could drop a subject, which ones you get rid of? Just wipe that off the slate.
Well, I don't feel like I would drop any classes. I feel like I'm pretty well-rounded in school.
They're all necessary then.
Yeah, they're all very necessary.
All going to help you out.
Yes, sir.
What kind of load is that? How many classes? 6 classes? 7? How many?
Well, we have a block schedule, so it's only 4 classes a semester.
But those are kind of long classes there. What do they last, about an hour and a half?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then exams come up when? Toward the end of December or after the first of the year? What do you
Yeah.
got?
It's about around the start of the year.
Anybody
Yeah.
among the group going to finish up? I mean, December, anybody done then and going on to college early? So maybe leave college early? That's always a possibility too. Look that over as a chance. Could be a good thing for you. What about, again, Friday night? When you come home after the game, what do you be doing? It's a away game this week. You come home after the game. What do you be doing? Where will you be and what will you be doing after the game?
Well, after the game, I'll probably ride around with some friends, probably go get some food, eat a little bit, talk about the game and stuff, and then probably just go home and just get some rest.
And I guess hopefully it's going to be a win to talk about. That's the big thing.
Of course.
Talk about that victory. How long does it take you to wind down after the game's over?
I have a lot of energy after the game, honestly. Well, just riled up, not necessarily energy. I leave everything on the field, but it takes about around 2 hours. Probably.
It's going to take a little while to get to sleep then.
Yeah.
Got to get ready. What about the highlight shows? You watch any of the shows and you come. When you guys have a game, I'm at your game. So that was your game when you guys played Smith, and that game went pretty quick because Hester's running the ball, Smith's running the ball. We got through pretty early. We got home in time to see the highlight shows. I like to get home fast. If I'm working in the background, I still got the highlight shows on, hearing what they say and who won, and pick up a few of the wins. You watching those highlight shows, Fox C, Friday Football Frenzy, then you got the Friday Football Fever. Watch any of those?
Well, not really. Normally I'll see it on like Instagram or something like that when I get home after the game.
So you catch it on the tape version.
Yes.
Are you watching? If you weren't playing football, here's a question: if you weren't playing football Friday night, we asked you what would you be doing? What would you be doing? Any idea?
I honestly don't know what I'd
Would you be
doing.
watching SmackDown on Fox? It just started last week. Watch the SmackDown? No SmackDown?
No, I'd probably just be too focused on school, honestly.
That's a good thing.
I would just be focused in my books and just making sure I have the best grades possible to probably get a scholarship.
Senior year, you got to do a lot of work. Got to make sure those subjects are covered correctly.
Yes, sir.
Last question: biggest influence on your football career? Who helped you the most, and who's been the biggest difference maker for you? Who helped you the most?
Honestly, my brother. He played basketball for Northeast, and he just, every time he went to the gym, most of the time he would bring me along with him and made sure I worked out with
So
him.
you grew up hanging out with him then?
Yes, sir.
Probably a lot of fun. What's his first name?
McNasley Hughes.
First name again?
His first name is McNasley.
McNasson.
Yes, sir.
How long did he play?
He played all 4 years for Northeast.
And how long ago was that? Many years back, you think?
Well, his last year was 2 years ago, so he was playing 4 years after that year.
Gotcha. What's he doing these days?
Well, actually, he went to Davidson, then he went to GTCC. He plans on transferring. I don't know where yet, but he plans on transferring.
Still trying to play some basketball?
Yes, sir.
Good thing there. Okay. Quick word. We talked about Hester. What about Zeke Nicholson? What do you think about Zeke?
Well, Zeke, he's he's tough. He's a tough dude for his size. He loves to get dirty and go in. He's aggressive, very aggressive on defense. And, he gets a little saucy on offense.
Likes to mix it up.
Yes, sir.
What about, again, we mentioned this to Anthony, what about the Halls?
Balls. Yeah, he likes to get up and grab it. He'll get up and get very aggressive up and grab the ball. Jamar, you know what I'm saying? He's our holder, and I think he's also our ace. But you know, Jamar, he's got a lot of talent.
What about the quarterback? You were with both these quarterbacks. Clayton Patterson. Come back, Clayton as a quarterback.
Oh, Clayton, well, he has a lot to learn. I feel like he will be very good in the years to come, but he has a lot to learn. But Justin, he's my favorite, honestly.
He's a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
He's
a senior
with you guys, part of the
yes,
senior
sir.
class.
It's just he's not afraid to run the ball. That's why I like him so much. And, you know, he talks to the offensive line, get us going as well. And if he doesn't see a pass, he'll just go for it. Just step into the pocket and just start running, pick up as many yards as he
Get you
can.
some yards on the ground, and
Yes, sir.
again tomorrow night against Rockingham County. Got to get the win. What's it take to get that win?
Just being aggressive and let them know that they can't do nothing with us and they can't hang with us. We just gonna go and smack them off and keep running the ball.
Most teams when they win the toss, they usually defer and they'll go ahead and kick off and get the ball in the second half. You're an offensive player. What about your thoughts if you had a chance to win that toss? You're out there. You guys, all three of you guys. Anyway, coach probably tells you to go ahead and defer if you win the toss
Yes,
and
sir.
kick off. But if you had your druthers as an offensive player, do you want to get the ball first? You want to get on the field, start playing?
Well, honestly, I feel like the way our defense is set up, I feel like we should defer because our guys are just so in sync and strong. So I just feel like if they go out there and do what we know they can do, then it'll set us up offensively for high intensity, and we have to go off of their energy that they already set for us.
And you knew you'd get the ball anyway.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
worry about it because the defense is going to get it for you back.
Yes, sir.
Good job as always. And good to have Thaddeus with us tonight. Thaddeus Hughes, champion. If he does it, Russ, he'll still be a champion for football. And next we got